Hey folks, welcome back to the Flipside. I'm Sam, and this is going to be the second of 3 videos that I'm making about the Origins Game Fair and games that I'm looking forward to going and checking out or purchasing, or games that I can push you towards that I have experienced already. So those are the 3 videos that I'm doing. Already did one yesterday of the 5 demos that I want to go check out. Today we're going to be talking about 10 games that I'm going to be interested in purchasing right off the bat based on things that I found out looking at them online using the Origins preview list over on BoardGameGeek.com. So you can go check that out as well. That's where I did most of my research. So these are specifically games that I am going to be interested in spending my own money on as I'm going there. So hopefully that will work out. These are not in any particular order, however. I just basically grouped them together based on where they're going to be, the company that is producing them, the booth that they're going to be at, and so forth. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. First on the list, and this is basically one that I'm probably going to be going and looking out first because it's an expansion for a game that I already know that I really enjoy, and that is World Wonders, the Mundo expansion over at Arcane Wonders booth. That's going to be booth 1401 at Origins, so if you're there, go check that out. But don't get there before I am, though, because I want my own copy. I want to be able to get my own copy. So this is one that I'm really looking forward to. When I first heard that they were going to be putting it out, I was like, yes, please. So basically, 9 new wonder monuments from the ancient world added to New Wonders, along with a new gameplay mode. This mode features 9 cards that add even more strategy to the scoring of new monuments, adding for higher scores, or rather allowing for higher scores. So I'm not so sure I see the necessity for a new mode of gaming. I really enjoyed the mode, the way you play game anyway, but 9 new monuments, yes please, all and done. Take my money. Next one is a game that I actually caught my eye last year at Origins, and it was being demoed, but I only saw it on Sunday, and I was literally headed to the airport when this one caught my eye. This one's called Forges of Ravenshire from BA Games, and that's going to be at booth 831 at Origins this year, and I really, this has actually caught the eye of JT as well. I believe he's already backed it. So I'm actually looking forward to, first of all, maybe even trying it first and then buying it, because it is a larger game. JT's already getting it, so it's got to really kind of grab me for me to spend some money on it, because I know JT's already getting it. We're going to be able to play it. But maybe I'll like it enough to buy my own copy of it. But this is one that I'm definitely going back to BA Games booth and checking out, and we'll see how that goes. But go check it out as well, Forges of Ravenshire. Basically, what this one is all about is you're running a forge in Ravenshire, competing for the title of Forge Master. There are some anthropomorphic animals that are in there. It all looked really good. It's a worker placement game where you're completing contracts. There's some dice rolling in there as well, in-game bonuses, and worker placement with dice workers. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So I'll probably be looking to spend some money on it, but we'll see how that goes. That's Forges of Ravenshire, BA Games at booth 831. Next one on the list is a game called Tirnanog, and I probably mispronounced that one because, well, that's just how I do it. I mispronounce things on the regular. But this one grabbed my attention. It's one of 2 games I want to go check out and possibly buy at the Grand Gamers Guild. That's going to be booth 1233. This one reached out because it has that Celtic flair to it, and you're basically earning our place in the Celtic otherworld. Hand management, open drafting, and worker placement. 3 really solid mechanisms for me as far as games are concerned. Grand Gamers Guild has put up a lot of good stuff in the past. Isaac Shalev is a game designer that I recognize. Jason Slingerland. I don't recognize that name at all, but I do like the look of the game. I like the theme that the game has with it. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here. Mythology, Ireland. I have an Irish heritage, so there's that has going for it as well. But booth 1233 has Tir na Nog that I'm really interested in getting. But I also am looking forward to going and checking out The Fog, Escape from Paradise. And this one, again, not familiar with the designer, but interesting this, an enthralling and immersive race for survival. Can you save your islanders? So that was interesting to me. The mechanisms involved, you have a hexagon grid. There is grid movement on that hexagon grid, open drafting, in-game bonuses, and it's a variable setup as well. So all of those things kind of pique my interest. But as you look at some of the pictures that are on the Geek and the images files, you kind of get the idea of what's going on. You have your own faction of islanders that you're trying to help escape off of this island. And there are different ways that you're going to be able to do that. And I really enjoy that idea. You're trying to get them onto boats, and there's only a certain number of spots on the boats that are going to be leaving that island. I really enjoy that concept. I think that's going to be a cool thing, and the game looks good on the table. And games that look good are always more fun to play. That's kind of my catchphrase. So that's the second game I'm going to be looking at booth 1233 over at the Grand Gamers Guild booth. The next couple of games that are going to be on the list are from the AllPlay booth, and that's going to be at booth 1501. AllPlay has really been carving a niche for themselves in that family weight game category, and this was a whopping 1 complexity out of 5 on the Geek. So Switchbacks is one that I'm looking forward to. Susumu Kawasaki, originally published by Kawasaki Factory, but this one is being done. Place tiles, place chips, earn points. So it's a tile placement game. That's all it is. One of my favorite mechanisms for games, really, that I'm really kind of settling into. I would have told you that I enjoy tile placement, but over the last few years, I've really found that tile placement is one of those things that I really do enjoy. And that's basically all this game is really about. So I was immediately intrigued. And I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. And it's not a hefty price tag at all. So that's one of the reasons why I'm interested in picking it up. So that is going to be that. Switchbacks from AllPlay at booth 1501. The second one that I'm going to be looking forward to at AllPlay is called Pies. I'm a fan of food games. But this one takes a little bit of a more regal approach. I like the artwork, first of all, on the box cover. Second of all, the cards are really kind of a naturalistic take on all of the different ingredients that go into different pies. And I really enjoyed that as well, the look of the game. Now, on top of that, Matthias Kramer, that's an OG name as far as board game design is concerned, so that just kind of solidified my interest in it. And AllPlay is pretty good about coming out with these family weight games. This is a 2 out of 5 for complexity, so I really enjoy that level of games. We run a lot of game events, and we teach a lot of people, new people to the hobby games, and I like to have a large arsenal of games that I can pull out and teach people that aren't imposing, that aren't intimidating. And I think this fits that category pretty well, which is why I'm interested. So both Switchbacks and Pies are 2 games that I'm going to be looking at purchasing from AllPlay at booth 1501. In Envy Board Games is a company that's really kind of grabbed my attention over the last couple of months. I've played a couple of games that I've really enjoyed. Confusing Lands is a Kickstarter that just funded and ran and successfully. And then I've also played Mind Your Business recently. That is a really enjoyable, fun game as well. So Sirens is the one that I'm going to be looking to pick up this year at their booth. That is going to be booth 1127. So you can go check them out. They're also good people as well. So that's another reason why you should go check them out. But their games are all that family weight level. This is a 1.5 out of 5 for complexity. Art Casey is the same guy that did the design for Mind Your Business. And so when you find a designer and you like that game, you might want to try to remember that designer's name if they come out with something else. Now, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes, they design this kind of game and then they design this kind of game that's way over there on the other end of the spectrum. But often you'll find that they employ a lot of mechanisms that you will mesh with. If you like one, you might like the other, and that's another reason why that it kind of popped up on my radar here. But the idea here is that opposing sirens work against each other to lure sailors to their side of the cove. I really like that kind of. Maybe you're kind of the bad guy, and you're competing with the other bad guy. I like that. I like that twist, because often games will pitch you up against bad guy versus good guy, that kind of stuff. But in this one, you're both kind of the bad guys, and you're trying to lure those sailors off the boat. I like that. It's a 1 or 2 player game, which is very similar to Mind Your Business. So I like that thing. I can teach myself how to play, then I can teach Jess how to play as well. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But Sirens from Envy Board Games at booth 1127. I'm going to try to pick that one up. After that, I'll probably head over to the Capstone Games booth, booth 1301, to take a look at Tangram City. Tangram City, first of all, UA Rosenberg. OG name, board game design world, so that piqued my interest. Now, UA Rosenberg usually does heavier games. This one is 1.86 out of 5, so that has my interest as well. What are we talking about here? Grid coverage, so there's some tile placement that's involved, and in-game bonuses, highest, lowest scoring. That's one that's kind of been hit or miss for me. More often miss, but I also like the idea that this game employs. So you're basically puzzling together a harmonious city worthy of the queen to collect the most points. So it uses tangrams as the pieces, and not like polyominoes. So that's the cool thing that I think is cool about this one here. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try. Probably going to lean towards picking it up because it's the right weight. It's got a good designer's name on it, and the companies that are involved are both trustworthy in my opinion. So that is one that I'm probably going to be picking up at Capstone Games booth 1301. See you there. The last 2 games on this list are basically, they're both going to be at the Hachette Board Games booth. That's going to be booth 1311. One of them I was interested in last year, Flashback Lucy. Now, this is a pretty interesting sounding game. Solve a dark mystery by switching points of view. The weight isn't actually registered on the Geek yet, so I'm not really sure, but the level of age is all the way down at 8+. So I don't think it's going to be that heavy of a game. Of course, it's probably even meant for kids or older, but it sounded interesting to me because you're basically going to be you're going to take on the role, I'm reading from the thing here just so I get it right, you're taking on the role of Lucy, a young woman who has inherited a mansion and a lot of bad things happened in that mansion, and so you're exploring that place, and you're trying to learn more about Lucy, her power, and her family, and her role in the grand story of things. And so what you're going to be doing here is first of all, it's a cooperative game. That's the first thing that grabbed my attention. I love cooperative games. Second of all, there's a narrative choice mechanism that's being used as well. So you're going to read part of the story, then you have to make choices based on what was read to you, and it's a storytelling game. But it's for kids, so that means that it's not really going to be that difficult. And I think that's one of the things that I'm going to enjoy about it. But I just thought that it was an interesting concept. And so I don't know any of the designers' names. The artwork does look pretty good, though. So that's another hit for me. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully I can pick up a copy this year. Flashback Lucy at Hachette Board Games. The second one really kind of piques my interest because of the historical content that it is covering. Develop your fiefdom tile by tile to become the wealthiest noble of the kingdom. And this one is called Middle Ages. The designer is Marc Andre. I recognize his name. So that's a cool thing. But open drafting, set collection, and I'm looking forward to doing all of that. If you look through some of the different pictures that are on the Geek, you're basically going to be fitting your tile in this. It almost looks a little bit like Azul stained glass of Sintra. That's the this picture that I'm looking at right now evokes the same kind of feeling there. But you're placing these tiles in this area and building up your fiefdom to basically score the most points. It looks really cool. I'm looking forward to giving it a try. But that is Middle Ages. I'm going to try to get that picked up at the Hachette Board Games booth 1311. And that pretty much concludes the list of games that I'm going to go try to buy. I can't promise that I'm going to get all of them because, quite frankly, money is a limited resource, of course. But that's what I'm going to look at. And maybe you can take something from this list and get a couple of things. Maybe I brought something to your eyes that you hadn't seen yet. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.